The new Ford Fiesta, it means a great deal to Ford. It's their first global car. It's also a fantastic opportunity for M Sport as well, that it's our first global rally car. Because previously we've been restricted with our World Rally car, that you couldn't use them in sort of FIA regional championships for many years. So we haven't had the market that this new opportunity actually awards us. Not only is it the first global car, but it is it's really the final piece now in the jigsaw from an M Sport and a Ford point of view, that we've now managed to create this complete ladder of opportunity. So with our recently introduced Fiesta R2, the little two-wheel drive Fiesta 1600S, which the R2 is based on, now to the Fiesta Super 2000, and then of course we've got the focus as the World Rally Championship contender for 2010. So we've now created this complete ladder that a driver can start in a Ford, start his career in a Ford and go all the way right to the very top. We've worked really close with Ford on the new Fiesta project, as we've done with previous models. But we've worked very closely with sort of the design side on looking at the aerodynamic side of it. We've also worked very closely with them on suspension kinematics, and of course, it's a bit like the Focus was the Ford's most successful car, and of course now we've got the Fiesta already, which is Ford's fastest selling car. So we've got a great platform to build the next generation of rally car on in the new Fiesta. What we wanted to do and achieve when we started to think about designing and building the Super 2000 Fiesta, what we wanted, as I mentioned earlier, it was the final piece in the jigsaw of where we wanted to be. But of course we wanted to build the car to the very latest FIA regulations, and that is the only current car that is built to the new regulations. And one of the things that's slightly different is that the width of the car has now been extended to 1820 millimeters, which is slightly wider than the previous regulation. So it's the first and only car at this point in time built to those regulations. But of course, we wanted to continue our heritage of building a fast car that's capable of winning, but also more importantly as well is a car that's capable and it's got that durability to continue that fantastic record that we've got in the World Championship of well in excess of 100 point scoring finishes. But of course we've also, with it being a global car, cost is also a big part of that, and we've really looked to now really try and give what we believe will be the most competitive Super 2000 out there at also a very, very competitive price. And we feel that is very, very important, bearing in mind that where we're trying to sell this car, because it's a global car, and already we're seeing huge interest from Australia, South Africa, which is something that we haven't had previously. So it's already it's fantastic news for the Fiesta Super 2000. I'm really hoping and really confident that why this car will be so special and be class leading is because this car, the Fiesta, has been designed by the same team that's basically designed and built the current Ford Focus World Rally car, which of course is led by Christian Loriot and his team. So a lot of the thinking and the technology that has put us in the position that we are today to be able to go and win world rallies has really been transferred into this car. So we've worked within the FIA regulations, but we've tried to incorporate as many of the functions and features that we know that has worked very successfully on our World Rally car in the last few years. We've also had fantastic support from Ford as well in working with sort of the design team, but not only that, but working with the people in Germany looking at the kinematics. So there's been a lot of modelling done of the suspension to actually try and incorporate as many features as we could from our current World Rally car. Regulations are slightly different, which don't allow us to run exactly the same. But I think we feel that we've got a very good package which will be able to cope with all the rallies that are in the World Championship. But not only that, all the events other events that we're going to be able to compete in across the world, because there'll be the difficult events now to be able to go to, like Kenya. So you know, the car is going to have to be very, very strong and reliable, and of course that's the hallmark of the Focus, and we want that to really continue with this new Fiesta Super 2000. Christian and his design team have done an incredible job, because this car again I think has broken all our records previously. It's basically 6 months from drawing board to the first car running. We keep setting ourselves these incredible targets, but it's just fantastic when you see that the effort that all the engineers and the design team have put in here over the last few months to get this car out and in such a short space of time. And I mean, the important thing is now, at least, you know, this car is now going to be ready for competition throughout the 2010 season. And the car, I'm sure, will be another winner. Certainly from what I've seen and the test results and everything that have been coming through, then I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that this new Ford Fiesta Super 2000 is going to be a class-leading car as its predecessors, the Ford Focus, etc. As you're probably all aware, the testing is ongoing, and the idea is that this car will be homologated in January, which will be in time for the first round of the IRC Monte Carlo. And of course then there is plans that we as M Sport will run hopefully some cars in the recently launched World Cup, which is in the World Rally Championship. And of course we're looking forward to competing against, you know, the other teams and everything that's out there in that particular category as well. And hopefully it'll be in a lot of private hands in things like the IRC, the International Rally Challenge, and of course some of the regional championship events, the Middle East and Asia Pacific. And these are markets that we'll really be looking to try and get the car into. Commercially, this is probably one of the most important cars that M Sport have been involved in. I think everybody knows that the way that the world economical financial situation is at the moment is making it more and more difficult for everybody. So a great emphasis on this car is basically being about making a car available for the customer. So we're looking, as just to give you an idea, is that previously we've probably sold a maximum of 12 World Rally cars per year. But of course now what we're targeting with this car is we're looking to try and aim at a minimum of 50 cars a year, because of course of all the different areas where this car can run. So of course, you know, we have a very dependent on this car being successful, because it's part of our business model going forward to help keep Ford at the very sharp end and the very top in the World Rally Championship. So in real terms, there's probably never been a more important car for M Sport. You know, it's the follow-on from the Fiesta R2 now to this car, and of course I'm really pleased to see the success of the Fiesta R2. We've sold already in excess of 40 cars for that. So if we can reach our target of 50 cars with this car for 2010, then at least we know for a fact that that is going to help us to keep Ford at where we need to be at the World Championship, winning at the top end with the World Rally car. It's also very important for this area as well, to keep, you know, not only the people that's employed here at M Sport. There's now I think just over 200 people, but also as well, you know, it helps support some of the smaller businesses in this part of the world that we rely on for supplying parts. But of course we're also looking as well to expand. As I've mentioned, 50 cars is the target, but obviously if we can do more, we want to do more. And I think, you know, we've all been through very difficult times, but I really think that there's a fantastic future ahead for the sport and for the Ford product range that we're now in a position to offer.